Alright, now I'm going to start cutting up the outline of the leaves on the inside of our main cut that I've already put in. Make sure I'm separating out each little lobe of the leaf. So that's what I'm doing in cutting in right now. There are a couple of cuts here that some of these lobes on the leaves are actually going to roll over, and we'll show some depth when we do that. Especially where they overlap a little bit, where the leaves overlap each other. You want to try and not cut too deep on those, because we're trying right here to actually have them look like they're very close together. And if you have it too deep, it's just you're gonna have to cut it a little bit too deep, and then it's gonna look like they're not like laying on each other, but they're actually quite a ways away from each other. Just the depth that's gonna happen there. Cutting out the little twigs that the acorns are on here, and I'm going to take a little mark, not a real deep mark, but just to separate the top and the bottom of the acorn from each other, so when I pull it off I can see where that line is. Now also, I want to kind of get just a little, just cut barely through the pattern along the stem all the way down here, because I really don't want to cut deep in there. I'm going to shape and make that stem stand out, not by cutting it, but by shaping it with a round type of bit. Now I'll do the final cuts through here. Final cuts that are going to be in the lobes on this leaf, and this one has a little cut in the lobe because it's going to be shown as that it's actually rolling over, and I'm cutting the separation, the gaps between the lobes here, and then I'm going to put the lines in here for the stem on this leaf, just so we can get a general idea where they are. It doesn't have to be exact, because I'm going to end up cutting them, or I should say making them pop out with a round bit. So now I've cut all the lines, and the next thing I'm going to do is peel off the pattern. So I'll turn off my bit, off my cutter, and I'm just going to peel these off. And you should see they're coming off kind of separated because there's cuts in here because of that long cut down the leaf, but the rest of it I'm just pulling them off, and you should be able to kind of see where we're at. Now that outline all the way around the leaves, I'm going to make that deeper as I go through. You know, we'll shape it, and then when I figure out how deep we cut into each leaf, just to get the depth, if I got to make the cut on the outline deeper, I certainly will, but I don't need to make that initial cut that deep until I know for sure. Now just peel off all of that, and you should generally be able to see something that I'm starting with a little bit of that shine there. You can see where we're at. You can see the two leaves. You can see the areas in between lobes. Now I'm going to take a small round bit, and I'm going to actually take and get rid of the area in between those. I'll just take a little round diamond bit here, and we'll be able to kind of get that taken care of. Well, not going to be maybe the exact depth yet, but I am going to get in, take those out right now. Okay. information on what they look like and what each of these leaves is going to look like. Also, there's some openings here on the that are actually in between the leaves and between the little areas between the stem and between the acorns that I've got to try and pull out too. So I'll use this little round one to get what I can. If they're too small, I'll get them with a smaller bit as I work my way down. You can see a little bit of smoke because when I'm going through here, I'm going through the finish as well as the stain. So when you do that, it tends to burn a little bit, you know, because it's not just wood you're cutting. There is some sort of finish in there that you're going through. All right, now you can pretty much see what we've got going on this, okay?